Hi, I'm State Senator Sharon Brown, and I represent the 8th Legislative District. A lot of people are very familiar with this beautiful bridge that's right behind me, the Cable Bridge. However, there's lots of parts of the 8th Legislative District that are very interesting that a lot of people don't know about. So come on, let's go explore. Great to be here in the Tri-Cities on this beautiful sunny day with Desiree from Energy Northwest. Desiree, Energy Northwest is a consortium of 27 other entities. Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Energy Northwest was created by the Washington State Legislature in 1957, and we provide power to our public power members at cost. We have several projects by which we do this. We have Packwood Lake Hydroelectric Project that's located in Packwood, Washington. We have Nine Canyon Wind Project that has 63 wind turbines. That's here in the Tri-Cities on the hills south of Kennewick. We have White Bluff Solar Station, and that's north of Richland, and that's located adjacent to Columbia Generating Station, which is by far our largest project, and it's a nuclear energy facility. And that creates power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a baseload energy source that provides power to our homes, to our schools, to our hospitals, anything that needs power 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's such a great asset to the community. And I want to point out that Desiree, you're pregnant and you work in a nuclear facility.
Yes, that is correct. This is actually my third child, and it's a very wonderful environment even to be pregnant. I previously was pregnant during a refueling outage.
Yeah. And
so that's when we take down the plant for maintenance. And so I was in the plant a lot more than I am on a day-to-day basis. But it's something that we're always making sure that we keep our radiation levels low, our dose to our employees, because safety is our #1 priority. And so unfortunately my other two kids don't glow.
Oh gosh, that would have been cool in class, showing up for kindergarten, being the only kid that glowed.
It would have been nice, but it's very safe, and I'm very comfortable with being there.
Great. Let's talk a little bit about the economic impact to the Tri-Cities as a result of the plant being here.
So Energy Northwest has over 1,000 family wage jobs. A lot of these require advanced degrees or specialized training. And so it's a big benefit to the region here, as well as we provide over $440 million in an economic activity to this region.
Did I hear that right? $440 million. That
is correct.
That is just awesome. Well, we're glad that you're here for sure. We're in a lab in WSU TriCities, and we're not only in any lab, we're in the Bessel Lab. Can you tell us about that?
The Bessel Lab is a partnership with the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory and Washington State University TriCities, which we study bioproducts, engineering, and science. In this laboratory, basically, the primary focus today is really on converting and creating fuels from bioproducts. And when I talk about and discuss bioproducts, we're talking about anything from grass cuttings to sawdust to anything of a biological matter that can be converted into fuels.
And this campus is so ideally situated because we're surrounded by agriculture, and the agricultural industry has refuse that it needs to get rid of, and to get rid of that in a methodology that makes sense and is productive for society just is a great synergy.
This campus, we're looking at creating new fuels through biofuels, but we have smart grid expertise on our campus as well. We have power energy systems in our electrical engineering arena that all look to create better ways to distribute and utilize energy. We of course have wonderful companies like Energy Northwest, which is right down the street from us, who we partner with on occasion.
Which is who we just talked to before we came here.
Exactly.
So another great synergy.
You know, and so there's great synergy around energy. We're looking at really being a part of small modular reactors in terms of not just the design aspect, but creating a workforce of engineering talent and scientific talent for that. And then looking at food processing, and we have some great synergies right now with the wine industry. It's a unique public-private partnership where essentially we are building the wine industry, the third wine science center in the world in this district, and we believe that the Wine Science Center is a model for public-private partnership that we can leverage and use. In addition, we feel that as an extension of the Wine Science Center, there's a great need to look at fermentation science. We are truly a campus that is all about engineering, science, and technology.
I think it's exciting that this is all happening right here in the Tri-Cities. Thank you,
Yes.
Chancellor.
Thanks, Sharon.
I'm here with Heather Unwine, who's the Executive Director of the Red Mountain AVA Alliance. Glad to
Sharon.
have you here, Heather.
It's so great to have you out here, Senator. This is just one of the most beautiful days. It tends to be quite typical out here.
So tell me, how did the AVA Alliance come together?
This is a collaborative group of vineyard owners and winemakers that all believe that Red Mountain AVA needs to have a collective voice as we're telling our story to the world about our red wines.
And we are standing on a construction site, and I am so very excited to be here on this construction site. And I'll tell you why, because this is a rare instance of an industry that came together and self-assessed to make this happen. Can you tell me about that?
In order for the Washington wine industry to continue the explosive growth that it's had, we really need a world-class research center for viticulture, which is growing the grapes, and enology, which is making the wine. So the Washington wine industry, as it does time and time again, looked to itself to find how do we go ahead and get the best minds that we can possibly get to promote this industry. So they did the assessment, and the Wine Science Center now is underway and looks to be finished in the next, I guess, year or so.
What a great example of collaboration. And Heather, you've got in your hand an example of calcium carbonate.
So there's not a lot of times when we come out and people want me to hold rocks, but this rock has on a little bit of calcium carbonate. If you look into this area, when people come out here, they want to fall in love with our land. They want to hear the story about why Red Mountain is such a world-class region for red wines. So it's all this calcium carbonate. We have this high level of this in the soil. It came from the Missoula floods 14,000 years ago on Red Mountain. Anywhere you walk, you go hiking, you go on the horseback rides, you can pick this stuff up all through the vineyards, and this starts to give you a little sense. You can touch why the grapes are so good out here.
And Red Mountain is becoming an international sensation. I think it's so exciting from Tri-Cities to just be exploding and gaining that international recognition.
This last year has been so exciting because our members have always known for the last 30 years, the folks on Red Mountain, Jim Holmes, the Kiona with the Williams family, the Gellises, the Hedge, they've known how important this is out here. But now we have investment, we have folks coming up, Duckhorn from Napa Valley, the Aquilini family from British Columbia, and of course the amazing families from the Antinoris from Italy. They've been making fabulous wines for over 600 years. They knew that when they wanted to make Cabernet Sauvignon, they had to be on Red Mountain. So they have this beautiful joint venture with Chateau Saint Michel, Col Solare, that we really invite folks to come out and taste just what these people have brought to the existing group of families on Red Mountain.
Way to go. Thanks,
We're
Heather.
excited. Thanks, Sharon.
I'm here with Jim Hall, the Director of Community Relations for Cadillac Hospital. Hey, Jim, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for coming by, Senator Brown.
We are so excited because Cadillac Hospital has brought so much economic development to the Tri-Cities.
Well, I was going to say, it's obviously our main role is to heal the patients that we serve in this part of the region. But from an economic standpoint, it's really quite an amazing story in the last 10 or 15 years. Our workforce has tripled since the year 2000. We are now up over 2,600 employees within the Cadillac system, And comparing to back in, say, the year 2000, that was about 800. So we have seen a large explosion of growth, which is primarily fueled by the growth in services, which really is what it boils down to from our view, is to provide more services to the patients that we serve in our community.
Which is a great segue to where we're standing. We are standing in the new pediatric wing.
This is the Donna Lori Watts Pediatric Center that opened a couple of years ago, but what's really unique about this facility, it was all paid for by the community. Over $7.5 million in community donations, fueled by a contribution from the Watts family.
That's incredible, Jim.
Really
I just have to stop you for a minute because that's private donations.
That's exactly right, and in fact, right in the another part of the hospital, we're in the midst of building a new neonatal unit, an ICU for babies, and that also has predominantly been funded by community donations. I think we're up over $6.5 million to building that project, and that will open this October.
We live in just a truly amazing community to have that kind of community support.
It really is true, and that's really, I think, what makes our folks really proud is that the confidence that folks have that the healthcare services provided here are quality services, and that they can rely on Cadillac to get the care they need when they need, and most importantly, close to home where they live.
Well, I remember when one of my daughters was really young, we used to have to make that horrible trip over to Seattle to go to Children's all the time. And just having this facility here is wonderful. So those parents don't have to make that trip over the hill all the time. They can stay here, and the rooms here are big and beautiful, and as we talked earlier, the parents can bunk in with the kids if they need to.
The goal is to allow people to stay here when they're able to, and not have to leave the community if the care is provided here, which is exciting.
What a great asset for the community. Well, thanks, Jim.
Well, thank you for dropping by, Senator Brown.
I'm here with Gary Peterson from our Regional Economic Development Organization called TriDeck. What does TriDeck stand for, Gary?
TriDeck is an economic development council, and we represent the whole community. Both counties, 3 ports, 4 cities, and we're the one that brings everything together when we're looking for a new economic process.
Well, that's exciting, so the community can speak with one voice as we move forward with regard to economic development.
Absolutely.
Great.
So we do that regularly on things across the board, everything from new companies coming in like Cascade Natural Gas to looking forward to small modular reactors and those kind of things. So
okay,
we do it all.
You just led me into one of my favorite conversations, small modular reactors.
Excellent.
We are really excited because we were able, as you well know, to get a $500,000 grant to explore the potential manufacturing of SMRs in the Tri-Cities. Can you explain to us really what is a small modular reactor?
I'd be happy to. The new scale design is the one that actually would produce the least amount of energy per reactor, and it would run about 45 megawatts. The current reactor that we have in this state is an 1157 megawatt, huge reactor. With small modular, you can build them like an egg crate. You can build 1 or 2 when you need them, add 1 or 2 when you need it. And so if you can build them in 45 megawatt increments, as the need comes, then you can build them and run them. The biggest advantage, though, is that if you have, say, 4 or 6 or 10, you can take one offline and run all the rest of them, so you can refuel one and continue going. With a big reactor, you have to bring it down for a period of 45 to 90 to 100 days. And so
you're talking about providing continuous baseload power.
Absolutely. Absolutely, which would help us too with our wind turbines and the dam flow and all of those kinds of things. So small modular is the answer for the future.
And it's providing continuous baseload power in areas that don't necessarily have the ability to have that power 24/7, 365 also.
True. One other advantage is the Pacific Rim countries, China, Japan, Indonesia, they're all looking for small modular reactors as being a future for them as well. So we would like to be the manufacturer for those and ship them all over the world.
That's right. Let's do it first in the Tri-Cities. We do it right. Let's do it first and right.
That's true.
Great. Thanks, Gary. I'm here with Glenn Marshall, the CEO of TriDeck Hospital. Glenn, it's so great to be here today, and what an amazing brand new facility you have here.
Oh, thank you. We're so excited. You know, we're gearing up here for our grand opening pretty soon, and you know, this has been a big labor of love and a lot of hard work for many years by many people, and we're just excited to finally be very, very close to opening day.
And it's great, the additional economic development that's going to happen as a result of this brand new hospital.
We do anticipate that when we get out here and get fully operational that we could see as many as a couple hundred additional employees as part of this. But yes, it's really been a great economic boost to, I think, our community, because we have, you know, we work very closely with the city out here to develop the whatever that financing zone that they wanted.
Right, the local revitalization development
yes,
is what we had. And just as a little segue, we are the only area in the entire state that successfully utilized that redevelopment tool that the legislature put into place a couple years ago. So I think it's great to walk around here and see all the economic development that came as a result of that tool.
Well, absolutely, and this is a huge project for our hospital district, and our board was very committed to getting this done, and we've spent, like I said, we've spent the last, it's hard to believe, but like 8 years getting to this point. And I think it's a testament to the resolve and the desire and the will to really get this project off the ground. It's, you know, the new facility is about 170,000 square feet. We have the most technologically advanced facility, as advanced as anyone in the state. We did a partnership with Philips Medical to put all of our imaging equipment in, and everything is state-of-the-art, brand new.
And in addition to this beautiful brand new hospital, you also have a new medical office building, a new MOB going in.
It's actually going to open up in early 2015, or that's at least our best guess today. It's about 160,000 square feet. It's 7 floors counting the lower level. It will house about 50 physicians, and we'll have 2 floors of ambulatory space. We'll have imaging, retail pharmacy, laboratory, physical therapy, chemotherapy, and a pain clinic all in that facility also. So it'll be the hub of a lot of outpatient business. You know, I think our future is bright, and healthcare is a growth industry right now, and I think it's a big economic boom for the Tri-Cities. And we certainly appreciate all the support we've gotten from the city, the county, and the state making this happen, because it's been a good partnership.
Well, I certainly applaud your tenacity in making this happen. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
We're standing right in front of the 9/11 artifact. It's a memorial to the men and women who lost their lives in 9/11. And what is so particularly touching about this piece is that the community came together and went back to the Port Authority in New Jersey and was able to claim a piece of the World Trade Center. And it just gives me chills to touch this. We brought this back using community resources, so the public didn't pay for a cent of this artifact to come to the Tri-Cities. We are so blessed and just thrilled to have this piece right here. I'm here in the Southridge Sports Complex with Mayor Steve Young. Steve is also the Vice President at Mission Support Alliance. Thanks for joining us here today, Steve.
Thanks, Sharon, for having us.
And we're in the Southridge area, which was designated as a local revitalization area by the state. We were the only successful LRF designation in the entire state of Washington. Steve, can you tell us a little bit about the economics and how that works?
Yeah, the state created what was called a local revitalization fund, and it was an opportunity for up to 11 cities to obtain dollars in sales tax sent back to the local communities to be used for development or economic development of that local area. The city of Kennewick has taken a lot of pride in the fact that we were the only city who was successful in using the LRF. And the purpose of the LRF was this, that the city had to generate enough jobs and enough business in that area to match the amount of sales tax coming back from the state. We were able to not only do that, but we accomplished our full 25-year goal in our first 2 years that we opened this area. And the result of that is what you see behind us. The baseball fields, we have a new pavilion which hosts both basketball and volleyball tournaments. We have a new carousel which is going in behind us. We have new restaurants going into the area, as well as retail space that's been developed, and soon we'll be announcing a new hotel in this area.
I believe that the local revitalization area has brought in about 3.7 million tourism dollars in less than 1 year. That is a huge accomplishment.
That's correct, and it's exciting for us because those tourism dollars not only affect the city of Kennewick by generating what we call heads and beds, but it also affects the other cities in our region because of the retail space, other hotels outside of our city. So we consider this a regional success, not just a city of Kennewick success.
Well, thank you, Mayor Young and Vice President Young, for being here with us today. This has been just wonderful.
Thank you, Senator.
Thanks for joining me today on this wonderful journey. We've had a great time. We've met such wonderfully interesting people. We've seen some great innovation and technology that's going on here in the 8th Legislative District. We have a lot more out there, so we're just going to have to come back. I invite you all to stay in touch with me, because this is how we make great legislation, is engaging with each other and really looking forward to having your input on things going forward. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again next time.